Right, this is our allotment. As you can see, needs a little bit of work. I didn't have much time last year to spend down here, but we still got a fair crop of various things. But I'll be starting work down here within the next couple of weeks. Lots to be done. This is our grapevine. As you can see, needs some tidying up. Posts are a bit leany there as well, and the fence has got some work to be done. I'm actually surprised it's still standing after some of the winds we've had. But there are some things, there's some leaks there which will need to be dealt with. I'm moving a lot of the stuff about this year. So things like this here, which is a blackcurrant bush, will be getting moved. Some other random things on here which are probably left over from when we took the plot on. Like this here is a privet, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a privet. Looks like a privet. Well, that needs to be dug up. This tree here, in actual fact there's a few of them along here, including this one. I think a damson's, believe it or not. This section here is where the strawberries grow, and there are some raspberries in there, but it all needs to be cleared and sorted out. This one here is a gooseberry bush. You can see the thorns on it, which they're always fun. Again, needs to be pruned, reined in. You can see where it's sort of spread a bit. I think there's another blackcurrant in there by the looks of it. This section here, all the way along, you can see it just over there, is a rhubarb bed. And we have various types of rhubarb in here, the names of which escape me. But as you can see, they come up at different times of the year. So this one is starting to grow quite well, and usually what happens then, that one follows it. And then they kind of grow in succession, which is always handy, so we kind of get a longer season of rhubarb. This is another gooseberry bush, not like the one that end. That one's a red gooseberry. This one is just your standard green gooseberry bush. This thing here, you might see, this is a loganberry, which has done quite well since I put it in here, but obviously it grows like a bramble. You can see the root of it down there, the root ball. That needs to be sorted out. Some other bits and pieces over here. They're still here, still growing as well. These little things here are, again, black currants, but they were just cuttings that I stuck in there. But this year they'll all get dug up. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 12, 13 of them. So they'll all get done. Obviously there's a pile of brambles there which I cut along from the back fence, and mainly cut out of this apple tree. This is one of 2 apple trees we've got down here. This is a russet apple. The skins on them are a bit funny if you don't like that sort of, they're kind of a textured almost apple, but they taste really nice. And the other apple tree is this one here. And these ones make really good eating apples. So we've discovered that this tree, good for eating. You get nice big apples out of it. They're quite tasty to eat. And the russet produces apples which are much better for cooking because they hold their structure. So they don't turn to mush basically when you cook them. And they've got a nice flavour anyway. But they also make a good wine as well, which is something we do a lot of. There's something over here. Oh. Looks like something was thinking about our nest box, maybe. I'll probably put some more up, maybe get the kids to make some. So we tend to move stuff about. So last year, all this area here was squashes, pumpkins and what have you. We grew some down there as well, but we'll change it. So we don't tend to grow everything in the same place every year. This is our homemade polytunnel. Which probably needs a clean, looking at it. These strange spindly things here, these are skirit plants. Now, you may never have heard of that, but we've been growing it for a few years now, and it produces a root which you eat, and it was quite popular in Tudor times. Obviously the roots are quite sweet, and they didn't really have access to sugar and stuff then like we do now, so they used to grow that. But they are quite nice. Those plants will all need to be divided up because they've actually split into different plants, and where we started with a few, we've now got quite a lot. Obviously I've got some materials here for doing stuff with. These are bits of wood which I need to use to prop up some of the fencing down here there. I might make some frames as well for growing stuff up. As you can see, the polytunnel again still standing again, despite the as you can see in there, needs to be dealt with. But the main thing at the moment is it's still standing despite the wind and the weather we've had. There's lots of stuff on here that we've made ourselves, these little frames for protecting cabbages and what have you. These are literally just, this is gas pipe covered in some thin mesh wire. We've got quite a lot of that. This was quite a surprise that we had come up last year. I might actually take these home with me. I don't know if they've got any seeds in them still. That is the seed head of a thorn apple. Actually, it's got some seeds in it, so I'll see if I can get those off. But this came up last year, and we did actually have some seeds which we tried to grow at home, only they didn't come up. But we had this come up, so we've saved some of the seeds from it, but I'll take some of these and we'll try them again. But the seed pods themselves have a really nice look and structure to them. So it's something that we'd probably want to grow in the garden. Well, it will be something we try and grow in the garden. They come up when they're growing. Obviously this is dead, but when they come up nice and green. The leaves are quite nice, but they have a big white flower on them as well. Datura are actually related to plants like brugmansias. They're in that kind of family. What else have we got going on? This patch of weeds, it's not all weeds, and there's another patch up there. Last year we had some parsnip plants come up, and if you've ever tried to grow parsnip, the seed doesn't have a very long shelf life, so sometimes the stuff that you buy from shops in packets just doesn't do well germinating. So we took the seed heads off the ones we've got and we just shook them all out on these. So I don't know. Well, that is parsnip, and I can see a few more. So hopefully when the weather perks up, we can maybe transplant them or just weed round them. And we've got some leeks coming up in various places. Some of these are probably self-seeded as well. So this is the allotment plot. That there was our asparagus bed, but that needs some dealing with. We've got another grapevine as well, which I tried. You can just about make it out there. And all that was getting one of the runners, so one of these, that was lower down, draping it under the ground and burying it. And now we might even have more than one in there. That's not usually how I do cuttings of grapes. Usually you'd take a piece sort of about the thickness of a pencil, so this kind of width here, and section it up and stick it in a pot. That's how I've done them before. They all seem to take well. But yeah, so all in all, there's a fair bit of work to be done, but it's surprising how quick you can turn it around. This is, I mean, it may look like a lot of work to some people, but this is actually quite good compared to what it was when we first took it on. The first time we took this on, the plants and the weeds were, I don't know, a good 4 foot tall, and it took me a good few months of clearing to get it to look even remotely usable. But yeah, so I will probably put on more videos as the year goes by of things we're doing. If you've watched any of the other videos on there, you'll know that we do put stuff on from what we're growing in the greenhouse and what have you. But there, some work to do, but all in all, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So that'll be the first allotment update of the year, I guess. Okay, thanks for watching.